20k words. Who is that? It definitely couldn't be me. Well, we tried. to write 20k, or get to 20k words in the novel. I got distracted. To be fair, I was writing another short story, which was nice. But nevertheless, the distraction came. And we did not reach the goal of 20k. But we did have a nice discovery though. Our discovery was that I kind of like writing stuff down physically and then typing up again. It kind of gives an avenue for editing in the future, or like at least going over stuff and fixing like small mistakes. But like it's kind of just fun just having it all written down and then knowing that if I write a page or 2 sides of like A4 paper, like on average that's around 700 words. So if I just do that, it can never really go too badly. Hello, welcome, writing vlog 2. Yeah, preamble's really not my thing, but what I can do is yap. So that's my job here. Thank you for listening. So here we go. So I was trying to like get some more inspiration for writing, which is always hard when the only things you read are your own stuff because you're writing. So you kind of have to find time. Luckily, well, maybe unluckily, I was in a practice for 4 hours straight, waiting for the doctors. Do you know what you do when you have 4 hours wait time minimum? You read. I cracked open a book and read for basically 4 hours straight. That was sheer glee. Being able to have fun like that once again and be able to like really take in the joy of reading once more is exactly what every writer should do to refresh. Because you can get caught up in the power of creation or being so enwrapped in your own world that you forget to take in more inspiration from other people's worlds and other people's creations. Regardless, I think it's best to just always have a little book on you. Who knows, maybe your bus will get delayed for 1 hour and you need to have something to do. Buses, that's a rant for another day, but I don't like public buses, as I'm sure many people do. Anyway, I was kind of looking for some advice on the thumbnail photos for like the main videos. When it comes to photography, I'm definitely like an amateur, but it is fun like taking the more opportunistic aspect of photography whenever I'm like going on a walk or like just seeing some interesting sights around the place and taking that aspect and like trying to like, ooh, this could be for my next video, ooh, this could be for my next thing, ooh. I honestly really like the vibe, especially after like they go through like a bit of editing. I am still an amateur, so like if anyone's got any tips for like creating shots and making cool stuff, I'd appreciate that a lot. But you know, it's fun having another like more simple, well, not insulting photography as a career path, more accessible creative endeavor rather than fighting to get 100k words by the end of the year. But that's been really fun, and there's also been like a source of inspiration as well when it comes to descriptions. So I'm gonna keep doing that. I want to keep on getting cool shots, and if anyone wants to suggest anything or any like cool shots I can get, I can give it a go, I guess. I did say I was going to talk about my favourite fantasy novel, and I would have said the Farseer trilogy, but on review, Chronicles of Narnia still has to win out. Why is that? Someone is screaming nostalgia, and I do not agree. Why is that? Because of the whimsy. The Chronicles of Narnia is glorious whimsy. Its tone takes on serious topics, sure, and has some great themes, but it's whimsical. Even in the last battle, there's still time for joy and such. Sometimes even silliness of childhood. Adventure. Book 5, The Voyage of the Dawn Treader. The simple adventures and the discoveries and just the fun they all seem to be having in a world beyond their own. If someone told me I could go to Narnia right now, have a little day trip, have a little camping time in Narnia, I would go for it. I would overstay my welcome. Because the world of Narnia is just, post book 2, the world of Narnia just seems like a fun place to be, honestly. Sure, there are some scary things once in a while, but you got Aslan for that in the first place. Big Lion go roar. But I think the Chronicles of Narnia would be my favourite fantasy series, with the Fast Year trilogy coming second, which is a complete switch up tonally. But talking about the Fast Year trilogy just for a second, why are you torturing your characters this much? Why? Moving on. I think the next thing I was going to talk about was, the birth of short stories. When I first started writing, I had no real concept of short stories. Poems, sure, but short stories didn't make any sense per se, but they didn't even cross my mind. They weren't part of the equation. I didn't know. I didn't understand. I couldn't. It wasn't my sector. I wrote my first novel, incomplete, sadly. But that was without any focus on anything you'd see in short stories at all. Contemplation or highly elaborate themes or eloquent writing. No, it was, my first novel was all about fisticuffs and combat. And honestly, recreating a character from a series which had ended at that point, that's what inspired me at that point. Which was fair enough, I guess. But after seeing the fact that it was going to take a while to get published, with a big book, or write a big book in the first place, I started to get pulled more and more towards short stories. Especially because I was looking at literary journals at the time, or literary magazines, and trying to understand how I could get in and see when my works be published. Now, I think it's only in this last year and a half that I've really taken these short stories by the hand or by the collar at this point and really gone for them. But short stories are simply beautiful because of the moments that they can capture. Short stories are like a photo in the same way that, look at that, continuity. That's some writer skills right there. Short stories are like a photo. They are focused on moments, flickers in time, especially the ones that are which can be even flash fiction at that point. You can't stay there forever, but the fact that you can't stay there forever brings more power to it. And it's, I think, a concept called mono no aware, where it shall fade, and we understand that it shall fade, but that brings beauty like cherry blossoms in spring. I am going to continue writing short stories, write short stories for the rest of my life. 5 years ago, I would not have said that at all, but right now, short stories are not only an emotional outlet, but one of the best ways to portray themes and messages I've ever seen. Because you don't have much to work with, but you can refine each and every single word for the message and for that glory. Anyway, I think I should wrap it up here. The short story section went on for a while, but I love them. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.